meet up with Peter. This is the last leg of his southward journey to the Kennet Navy Canal. I'll take you with me. I hope you enjoy it.
This is Osney Lock. It's only a few minutes from where I joined the Thames. So this is the Thames locks, obviously a lot bigger than the canal ones, longer and wider. There's a boat there coming up and the lock was empty, so that's fine, he's coming in. They're all electric controls on the Thames, so I don't need my windlass anymore. And sometimes you get a lock keeper operating it. There's a little lock keeper's office there, but very often these days they have a sign saying self-service, so we use these control panels. I'll go around the front in a minute, but look, interesting sign. This lock uses 340,000 litres of water every time it's filled. And there's the instructions. Here are the controls. They have two sets of controls. There's a press button panel there. The blue light's on saying power available, but if there isn't power available, then we go back to the old way of pulling the levers up and down and winding the handle. This is Christ's Meadow in central Oxford. On the other side of it is Christ Church, and along here there is the opportunity for some mooring, although not today by the look of it. I have stopped here before on 2 occasions, and it's a very handy spot because you're a short walk from the town centre and everything you need. The only thing is, this is very popular with rowers, and when I was moored over here I was awoken one morning with the sound of 8 or 10 rowing 8s in the water just alongside the boat, and on the towpath with a megaphone bellowing over the roof of the boat there was a coach shouting at them. And when they set off they create quite a bit of waves and disturbance rocking the boat. But now we're into these long straight stretches. You can just cruise along with the occasional electrically operated locks. Nice and straightforward. Now we've got to Sandford Lock. This is one of the bigger ones, certainly one of the deeper ones as well. It's already been filling for a while. It's still got a long way to go. It's a very big lock chamber. I had to walk all the way down the other end because the sluices, as they call the paddles on these gates, were left open. So there's an automatic interlock, so I couldn't open the sluices here until the other ones were closed. And Narrowboat Sorrel 2 has found a very neat little mooring spot there, and next to the King's Arms. You must remember that. There's a couple of spots over there as well. There's a narrowboat over there, and there's room for another one. And on we go.
Arrived at Oxford Station. It's about 10 to 8 in the morning, and I'm waiting for a bus to take me to Abingdon and to Narrowboat Mandonian and Peter. I look forward to seeing him and to doing some cruising. After an early start, here I am with Peter, and we're in Abingdon, and we're looking forward to some cruising today, aren't we?
Yes, a fair bit, yes.
And it's your last leg of the journey, isn't it?
Last 30 miles, yes.
Last 30 miles to get into Reading on the Kennet Navy. So we better get cracking, haven't we?
One boat's already left this morning.
Has it?
Yes, I noticed when I looked out the window.
Oh, okay.
Didn't hear them go.
Well, it'll be our turn to go soon. So we'll see you on the way. Oh, there's the boat.
just over there through the trees is the play park.
Ah.
You can't really see it at the moment, but when it's in use you can see all the rides moving. And in front of that white building there's an open air swimming pool apparently.
Oh, I see.
According to the map. I'm assuming that's the old Abbey, because everything on that side of the river, there's Abbey Road and Abbey Lane, Abbey Close. So.
And that's the direction that we'll be going in. The bridge with the small spans is what we walked across, and that big span there is where we'll go. Yeah, nice. And here's Flam, whom I haven't seen in a little while. He's been a bit poorly, so he's had fur shaved and blood taken and things like that. So around his neck, just there, he was shaved, so there's not much fur there. But yeah, poor thing. Hopefully you're getting better now. That's the sound of Peter opening up the back of the boat, ready for cruising today. So here we go. We're on the Thames, and my first bit of cruising since Huddersfield last year. Probably about, I think, 20 days short of that, so just under a year ago was my last bit of cruising. I don't think I've done any since then. So I'm going quite fast, really. The park run that started when we were on the bridge appears to have finished. Here is the wide span bridge that we're going under. Nag's Head pub. It looks like a very extensive establishment. So, leaving Abingdon. Now, a few weeks ago, Peter said he was swapping hats, probably till the spring. But look at him now, he's in his linen hat. So, it's supposed to be a warmer day today, I think, isn't it?
They were talking on the forecast this morning of up to 22 degrees. Wow. And sun in the afternoon. So I need a hat, but that tweed one's probably a bit warm.
Yeah. So see the difference between Peter's attire, that he's got the linen hat on, a short sleeve t-shirt and a lightweight jacket. And now although I haven't got a hat on, I've got my scarf, my raincoat, my gloves. So I'm dressed for colder weather. So we'll see how the day pans out and whether any of these layers that I've got on, because I have got a lot of layers on, actually get removed.
is there.
This is about where we moored last time, I think, wasn't it?
Just a little bit further along.
Yeah.
I'm glad I
yes.
didn't come down here now, because although there are rings, it would have been a clamber up and then jump down
been,
to get in and out.
And our knees aren't so good anymore, are they?
And this is the pub that was being rescued when we were here last time.
And is that cruiser gone, or is it still there?
I can't remember what it looked like.
Well, it was white and I think it was sinking. But these all look to be in a bit better condition, so maybe it's been removed. And it's called the Old Anchor Inn, this pub.
There's some old buildings here. There's flint.
Yeah.
I think that must be St Helen's Church. You see there.
Yeah. Okay. That sky is really beautiful, with the sun glinting through the clouds and shining on the water. I really like that. The Thames stretches before us. Made a turn. We have just made a turn from there, past that sign that says danger, that we couldn't read until Peter looked in his binoculars, or through his binoculars, and then we saw this sign that said lock, Cullum Lock. So this is where we're headed. Can't see the lock yet though.
Apparently there is a water point there.
This stretch of the Thames is where we moored some time ago when we were here together. And this is the bridge, and this is Wallingford. It's a lot quieter today than it was when we were here 3 years ago, I guess. Yeah. And here's the bridge.
The stands of the bridge going across.
Yeah. Oh! It's a very long bridge with lots and lots of spans underneath it. We've moored up for the night, and Flam's having a little look around. And this is our mooring. 17.5 miles. Okay, so 17.5 miles, one exhausted Peter.
Of course, the sort of thing we have been doing for a while. This is when I get the laptop out and sit down in the armchair and do the log.
And then fall asleep.
Flam comes and joins me.
Yeah, well, you may as well do that.
That's, so if that was 17.5, then that leaves 12.5 for tomorrow.
And then we'll be in Reading.
Yeah.
So, and this is our...
I'm thinking, you know, I might even just sit there for a couple of weeks if nobody says any different.
Yeah, that'd be good. So...
Give the boat a bit of a scrub. It's a bit grubby all over.
Yeah,
Don't need to do anything with
I think Flan's calling.
solar panels.
Yeah. The ground is really soft here, so we've had to put the pin all the way over here. And that's where the boat is. And where the rope crosses all that scrub, there's actually water underneath it. There's no land. So this is the end of day 1 of cruising. It's been a long day, and unfortunately I was steering the boat and we caught a really horrible twig branch and it scraped the side of the boat, and I feel really bad about it because it went all the way through the name Abingdon, which is in our eyes a work of art by John Leeson. So I'm hoping that Peter will be able to scrub it up or polish it up and make it look nice again. I hope it hasn't done too much damage, but I still feel bad. But anyway, I suppose if you're on a boat, trouble is the Thames is so wide, why on earth did it go that way? You'd think anyone would miss anyone on the Thames, wouldn't you? But no, not me, I have to go towards the trees. So, right, I'm going to say good night for today. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you'll tune in again next week for my day 2 of heading south. And we should be at the end of our journey. Peter has travelled all the way from Huddersfield to Liverpool, and tomorrow he reaches his destination of Reading and the Kennet and Avon. So I hope you'll tune in for that. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and until next week and our day 2 of cruising into Reading. Bye.